There is a moment that every man knows. It's the feeling of your internal peace being instantly shattered by an external event. It might be a text message that reads differently than you expected. It might be a subtle shift in her tone of voice. It might be a criticism, a complaint, or a sudden, unexplained mood swing. In that instant, a storm of emotion erupts within you. Anxiety, anger, insecurity, defensiveness. You are no longer the captain of your own ship. You are a castaway, tossed violently by the waves of another person's emotional weather. This state of being, this emotional reactivity, is the default programming for the modern man. We are taught to react, to be swayed, to have our inner world dictated by the external world. And in the context of relationships, this reactivity is a silent poison. It communicates neediness, it projects weakness, it destroys respect and suffocates attraction. It makes a man feel powerless in his own life. But what if there was another way? A way to stand like a mountain in the midst of a hurricane, feeling the winds but remaining unmoved at your core. A way to possess a profound, unshakable calm that not only grants you inner peace, but also makes you a pillar of strength and a magnetic presence to those around you. This is not a fantasy. This is the promise of Stoicism. Today, we are not talking about becoming an emotionless robot. That is a gross caricature of this profound philosophy. We are talking about achieving emotional mastery. We will explore the fundamental difference between the reactive mind and the Stoic mind, and how to apply this ancient wisdom to the most common and intense tests a man will face in a modern relationship. This is the art of the Stoic response, and it is the key to becoming a man who is not just respected, but revered. To begin, we must understand the great divide that exists within us. It is the chasm between the reactive mind and the Stoic mind. The reactive mind operates on a simple, flawed premise. My inner state is the result of external events. If she is happy with me, I am happy. If she is upset with me, I am upset. If the world praises me, I feel worthy. If the world criticizes me, I feel worth less. This mind is a slave. It outsources its validation, its peace, and its sense of self to things it cannot control. It is perpetually insecure because its foundation is built on the shifting sands of other people's opinions and moods. The Stoic mind, in contrast, is built upon the bedrock of the dichotomy of control, the foundational principle taught by the former slave and great philosopher Epictetus. The Stoic mind understands with absolute clarity that some things are up to us and some things are not. The only things truly up to us are our own thoughts, our judgments, and our willful actions. Everything else, her moods, her opinions, whether she texts back, the outcome of a date, the future of the relationship, is an external. It is outside of our direct control. The Stoic mind, therefore, turns inward for its validation. Its worth is derived from its own character, its own integrity, its own virtuous actions. It doesn't ignore the external world. It simply refuses to grant it the power to disturb its inner tranquility. This is the man who operates from his inner citadel, as the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius called it. It is a fortress of reason and peace within him, and he is its sole commander. A man living from this citadel is a sovereign in the kingdom of himself. Understanding this distinction is the first step, but true mastery comes from applying it in the crucible of real-life interactions. Let us explore the most common triggers that cause a man to lose his frame and contrast the disastrous reactive response with the powerful Stoic response. The first and most frequent test is the trigger of disagreement. Imagine you share a belief or an opinion that is important to you, and your partner disagrees, perhaps even dismisses it. The reactive response is immediate and ego-driven. He feels a surge of defensiveness. His identity feels threatened. His mind screams, "She doesn't respect me. She thinks I'm stupid." He then enters into a pointless battle of wills, determined to win the argument, to prove her wrong and himself right.
The conversation devolves into a tense, adversarial debate where both parties leave feeling misunderstood and disconnected. He has allowed a simple difference of opinion to disrupt his inner peace and create a rift in the relationship. The Stoic response is born from a completely different foundation. The Stoic man's identity is not fused with his opinions. He understands that his worth lies in his character, not in being right. When she disagrees, he does not feel a personal attack. Instead, he pauses. He listens to her perspective, genuinely seeking to understand it. He does not need her to agree with him to feel valid. He can state his own position, calmly and rationally, without emotional charge. He might say, "I see it differently, and that's okay. We don't have to agree on everything." He is indifferent to the outcome of the debate. He is more committed to maintaining the harmony of the connection than winning a trivial point. He demonstrates that his inner citadel is so secure that a dissenting voice is not a threat, but merely a sound passing by. This calm strength is far more impressive and attractive than any victory in an argument could ever be. Next, consider a more subtle and often more frustrating challenge, the trigger of her moodiness. She is quiet, distant, or irritable for reasons you cannot discern. The reactive response is rooted in anxiety and a misplaced sense of responsibility. He immediately assumes he is the cause of her bad mood. His mind races. What did I do wrong? Is she mad at me? He begins to probe, asking, "What's wrong? Are you okay? Tell me what's wrong," over and over. This behavior, born of his own insecurity, feels like pressure to her. She feels crowded and interrogated. His anxiety is contagious, and it only amplifies the negative atmosphere. He has made her emotion his problem, and in doing so, has demonstrated that his own emotional state is fragile and dependent on hers. The Stoic response is one of calm, detached presence. He first consults the dichotomy of control. Her emotional state is an external. It is not under my direct control. He understands that her mood could be caused by 1,000 things that have nothing to do with him: a stressful day at work, a hormonal shift, a personal worry. He does not absorb her mood. He does not let it infect his own inner peace. Instead of probing anxiously, he becomes a calm, stable presence. He might make a simple, low-pressure offer of support, like, "I'm here if you want to talk," and then he goes about his business. He focuses on his mission, on his reading, on something productive. He creates a peaceful, stable environment that she can enter if she chooses. He is the lighthouse, standing firm and shining his light regardless of the stormy sea. He proves that he is a source of strength, not another source of anxiety. A third and powerful test is the trigger of criticism. She critiques a choice you made, a habit you have, or something you did. The reactive response is pure ego defense. He feels shame and inadequacy. To protect his fragile self-image, he immediately becomes defensive. He makes excuses, he justifies his actions, or even worse, he counterattacks, bringing up one of her flaws to deflect from his own fault. He turns a moment of potential feedback into a battle, revealing that he is more committed to protecting his ego than he is to his own growth or the health of the relationship. The Stoic response is one of remarkable humility and strength. The Stoic actively welcomes feedback as an opportunity for growth. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake in any thought or action, I shall gladly change. I seek the truth, by which no one was truly harmed." When criticized, the Stoic man listens objectively, without the filter of ego. He asks himself a simple question: is this true? If the criticism is valid, he accepts it with gratitude. He says, "Thank you for pointing that out. You're right. I will work on that." He sees his partner not as an adversary, but as an ally in his own self-improvement. If the criticism is unjust or untrue, he has no need to defend himself emotionally. He can calmly dismiss it, either by stating his perspective without anger or by simply letting it go, recognizing it as a flawed judgment from another person, which is outside of his control. He is a man made of iron, not glass.